Afternoon. How's everybody doing?
Jarrad,
Not much.
what are your first impressions of Matt Patricia, and what's it like to have a head coach with a defensive background? What's that like?
It's pure excitement, to be honest. Pure excitement. Just the energy that he gives off every day in the building, walking around. He's a straightforward kind of guy, but he's loose. And it just helps you as a player just be who you are and just stick to your roots and just come out and just give your best every day. He doesn't have a wall or anything that you have to break through. And a lot of coaches really don't, but sometimes when you get in that new environment and you're around a new coach, it's always that what if phase, do I have to? It's nothing like that with Coach Patricia at all. It's smooth sailing, and I'm extremely comfortable around him.
Jarrad, having gone through your rookie year, how different are you right now, having been through the process before a full season under your belt, getting ready for season 2?
Really, the biggest thing, I'm mentally relaxed. Mentally relaxed, and it was kind of hard to be like that last year just because I was thrown in the fire, and you got to learn everything right now. You got to get it, you got to have it down, and there were some tough patches for me last year that I really was struggling a little bit, and I had to really dig deep to get out of some holes. But this year, I just feel more mentally prepared. Everything that you go through in life, you go through it for a reason, and I appreciate every moment and every experience that I had last year. It's making me a stronger person right now, and I know how to attack these workouts and how to attack meetings with my teammates, and I just feel a lot more comfortable.
Is there anything specifically you that happened?
Really, the biggest thing is just evaluate. Evaluate every move I made, everything I did, whether it was good, whether it was bad, and just really look at the consequences and just do it based off of that. What was the result? Was it good or was it bad? And really just say, I need more of this or I need to do less of this, and make those tough decisions at the end of the day.
So what was your evaluation?
Like I said, I had a lot of tough patches last year, and I really, really want to improve in a lot of different things. And, this coaching staff that we have now, with Coach Golden being our linebacker coach, Coach Pascaloni being the DC, and Coach Patricia being our head coach, I have an enormous amount of resources to go to.
Defense changed, you think, from what you played last year? How will it be different if you could tell by now?
Um,
What's changed?
Honestly, every day, we're going in the meeting room and we're still diagnosing everything, so I don't really have a lot of specifics about how it's going to be different. But, it's at the end of the day, defense is defense. You got to have 11 guys on the field, and all 11 guys got to be hunting the ball carrier. And if we do that, play in and play out, we're going to be all right.
Jimmy, can you talk about just the comfort level you felt at the end of the year last year versus the beginning? Because it seemed like your best football was in that last, 4 or 5 games.
Most definitely. Just being able to say, hey, this is what you do well, this is what you don't do so well. You can't really dwell on the bad things, and you just got to go out and you got to play and you got to have fun. And I was able to go out and say that in those last string of games, and really wanted to help us get to the playoffs. Unfortunately, we fell short, but I just went back to being a kid again, kind of, sort of. Just going out there and just letting loose, just not really worrying about anything, not really stressing about messing up or, not really trying to say, oh, I got to do this, just going out there and letting things happen.
Playing that way at the end of the year really boost your confidence going into the offseason?
Most definitely. And it kind of made it easier to say, hey, this is what you did. Not to make an excuse, but it just made it easier to go back and really look at everything and say, you know what, this is what I have to get better at. And if I get better at anything this offseason, it's got to be this. And
physically, did you hold up the way you expected, and are you doing something different this year? You're going to play at a higher weight, lower weight? What physically from doing 16 games that you learned going into this year?
It was definitely a very demanding game last year. Just all together, all 16 games put together. It was very, very demanding physically. And just knowing that my routine has to be extremely solid as far as recovery, not only just playing weight. That's a big piece of it too, but knowing what I have to do on what days and just timing everything out, making sure that my schedule is crisp, there's no round edges, everything's sharp. Just making sure that I'm on point with every little detail off the field is going to really help me out this year.
Do you think of the new helmet rule, the new tackling rule, no leading with the head at all?
I I haven't really read up on it a lot. I've heard about the changes, but it's definitely something that's going to take care of us as players, and it's going to make you more of a fundamentally sound player as well. It's something that you have to continue to practice. You have to continue to work on every single day, because when you get tired, that's when you go back to those bad habits, and that's when you really risk injury, hurting yourself or hurting other players. So I think it's a good rule to help take care of everybody else in the game.
You think it'll be tough to adapt to?
Not necessarily. It's just something that you got to kind of jump on early. If you jump on it early, there's never going to be a problem really changing how you do things or how things are done around you. So it's just something that you got to really make sure that you pay attention to detail on and put the extra work in.
The Lions added a few linebackers in free agency. How do you view that? Is that competition? Is it just complementary? How do you view it?
I definitely think it's competition. And I say it's competition because it's something that's going to make us better as a room and as a defense. You got guys that are in there that are talented, that have been playing this game for many years. And to have a group of guys like that around me, and for me to be a part of a group of guys like that, it's going to honestly elevate my game and elevate everybody else's game in the room, because we're all in there working hard to get on the field and to play and perform the best for the team.
How eye-opening is that for a young guy to, your first offseason, there's so much change in your room alone to, realize the business side of the NFL, I guess.
I mean, it definitely shows that it's real. Everybody talks about it, and everybody talked about it last year, but you didn't really see a lot of changes like that. Everything was him as a player. So if you're around and you want to be here, that's something I had to tell myself. Then I got to get with the times, and I got to keep rolling. I can't feel bad that they want to bring extra guys in. I can't feel bad that they want to do anything. It's honestly, it's a team sport, and you got to be willing to do whatever you can for the team. It's not just about me.
You spent your entire rookie season growing and getting comfortable in a new defensive scheme. That's going to be the case again this year. What challenges do you see in a second season, again, learning a completely different scheme?
I can kind of take that back to the evaluation phase. I was able to see what study habits I had. Were they good? Were they bad? And now I'm able to kind of, skip past that rocky phase and just go right into smooth sailing, because I know this type of studying helps me. This type of studying doesn't help me. This amount of time that I put in on the film helps me. This amount of time doesn't help me. If I look at this is going to help me more than looking at this. Oh, this is more important than this. And it's just finding out those different things during last season really helped me. It's really going to help me out a lot right now.
Jarrad, I don't mean this in a bad way, but just based on what you're seeing, do you feel like more of a professional player now with the year behind you, a real pro, knowing what to hone in on, how the things to do, as opposed to being a rookie?
I mean, I've only been doing this for 1 year, so I can't really say I feel like a real pro. It's every day. You have to come in and you have to learn something new every single day. And I mean, this moment, this entire year, I'm going to be learning new things again. I learned a lot last year. I had some good lessons. I had some bad lessons, but I'm going to continue to learn new things this year, and I'm really excited to learn.
You mentioned excitement about some of the additions on the linebacker. Ziggy's coming back as well. As a defense, do you like at least the focus on shoring up the defense?
I definitely think it's going to be good for us, but there's only so much I can talk about right now. I really don't know. I haven't seen it. We haven't been on the field. We've only been doing workouts, but the way it's going right now, everybody looks really good.
How much do you expect your pass coverage to be a focus and improvement this year?
It's definitely a big thing for me. It's something that really stood out a lot last year, and it's something that I have to shore up. Playing defense, you got to be able to defend the pass. You can't let, you can stop the run all day, but if you can't defend the pass, then it's a guessing game, and then you're playing on your heels rather than you're reacting rather than having your routine and being locked in and focused and being a step ahead of the game.
Did you have much interaction with Coach Golden last year?
A little bit, yeah. He was coaching tight ends, but I would always say hello to him every single day, and if I got a free chance to talk to him, we got a few moments to have a little chat, but not a whole lot. Just with him, playing tight end in his playing days, and then coaching tight ends last year, it's going to help us out a lot in that pass coverage area. He's going to be able to tell us, what tight ends are thinking, why they're trying to run these routes, what they're trying to do on certain downs and distances, and really help us out a lot in those, specific areas of really just knowing and anticipating what's coming.
You
you watch much of how Have you watched much of how Matt Patricia used Donta Hightower in New England, and was he at all a guy you looked up to as you were kind of coming up through the process?
I mean, definitely. I watched a lot of football before I got into the league, and I still watch a lot of football now. You know, it's what I do. It's what I live, eat, breathe football. So Hightower was a guy I've definitely noticed throughout his whole career. You know, he's a guy who not only leads that defense, but is everywhere on the field on that defense. So he's definitely somebody that I've been watching these past couple weeks and past couple months, honestly, just to really see how he plays, how he flows out there on the field, and how he communicates with the defense.
One of your former teammates, Taven Bryan, a lot of people think he's going to be a first-round pick. What do you think the team that gets him will be getting, and just the improvements maybe if you watched him at all last year that he showed, last year from you?
Honestly, I mean, knowing what I know about defense now, you need to be strong up the middle. You need to be very strong up the middle. And Taven Bryan, he's a guy who works extremely hard, puts a lot of time in the weight room, a lot of hard work on the field, and he's going to be a guy who's going to provide some strength up the middle for any team who gets him.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Jarrad.
You guys have a nice.
You too.